Hi everybody, this is Leah at Fresh Astrology. If it seems like I'm whispering in a closet somewhere, it's true. It's because I've got a full house and people sleeping, but I want to get the Friday kind of weekly message out before it gets too late. We do have a Jupiter conjunct moon today in Libra, and the themes would be an expansion of emotion, love, expanded themes of people who are mothers, women who might need extra care, focus, support, people partnering with them. They're going to be these themes. But they could come in like the reverse. It's like a double-sided coin. You had the theme of mother and partnering, caring, nurturing, and then all those words make you think probably of the positive sides, that people will be more nurturing, or maybe you'll call your mother, or maybe as you, a mom, might call your children, or you'll talk to another mother about how wonderful it is to be a mother. But that coin, it could be that there's an expanded focus on where somebody else around you who's probably female, but maybe just like very Cancerian in nature, maybe very Jovian, so more like a Sagittarius, or somebody who behaves like Jupiter, often very expansive and boundless. The word boundless, and maybe without bounds, maybe without limits. Limits may need to be placed, or maybe limits are too tight. They need to be loosened. So these themes of where are the boundaries, and are they too tight? Are they too restrictive and somebody needs more freedom? Or is the issue more like a lack of boundaries and a limitless maybe spending, or a limitless maybe somebody's too, how people can be, it's not that you can never be too compassionate, but you can be too caring. They're two very different things. People get this confused often, especially people who are very kind, confuse compassion with always caring and being on top of everybody and trying to kind of over nurture, usually at the expense of themselves. These people tend to always be attending to others and not noticing what's happening with them. So boundaries, because Jupiter and the moon are linking to Saturn, so this really calls into question, because these are two opposing forces in the boundary world. One is limitless and the sky's the limit, and the other is we need rules and boundaries and fences and structure and method. So so there's some interesting stuff going on in the world, in politics. I can't keep up with all world politics. There's kind of an explosion of change going on in the world, so it's hard to, every day it's like so new everywhere that it's really hard for me to keep up, because I have to focus on other things. Plus I want a little peace in my own little sphere, so sometimes I have to tune it out. But I do know that there's a definite boundary issue going on in the United States. This limitlessness and there are no boundaries, there are no rules. And then some people are saying, yes, we need some structure, we need method, we need procedure. There's that tug of war going on. So you may find this in your own life or in the people around you. Where is too much too much? And I think that's more the message. Where is too much, just way too much? What area of your life could calm down? Maybe just think of it as calming down. What would bring you peace? And as I've been saying to a friend of mine who's just going through a rough spot, that because sometimes there's a mourning, if you've ever had a peaceful, loving, happy time in your life and it doesn't feel that way now, sometimes people mourn that loss and feel like it's all gone, it's totally lost. And I would say that every time you've had a little tiny spoonful of golden light of peace and happiness, every time that's gone into you, It's eternal. The circumstances around you may beg to differ. They want to compete. They want to tell you your circumstances, and that's kind of the way you're seeing the world too. Your circumstances around you will want to say otherwise, but I know it to be true. Every time you've ever had a drop of peace, every time you've had a little spoonful of love, a little teaspoon of happiness, it's still in here. It's here. It's eternal. Those things don't go away. Love never, you can't squinch it and choke it. You can't get rid of it. You can't destroy love. You can't destroy peace. And people will try. Our own minds will try to destroy our peace. But I am proposing to you and to all my friends and family, like every time you have a little dropper of peace, it's still in there. We can still access it through memory and kind of put ourselves back into that peace. And every time we do that, yes, we're maybe bringing in an old memory, but we're feeling it now. You can, even if you've never had an ounce of happiness, which I would kind of want to challenge you on that. If you've never had an ounce of happiness or peace or calm, we could even try to get a dropper full from the future or just your imagination. What would it be like if that existed, And you can even try to, kind of baby step your way into feeling that. So once, peace, love, compassion, all these goodies that are just, they're not in material form, they never disappear. We don't have control over them. They're more powerful than us. And they're also inside of us, and we can always access those feeling states. So if you need like a little dropper of peace and calm and love and compassion in your life, just access that stuff that's already inside of you. Know that it's in there. If you've ever experienced it, even just for a fraction of a second, it's like this thing that can grow and it never goes away. It never really goes away. Even if your body's in a great deal of pain and your mind is in a great deal of pain right now, there's some way we can find a part of you that's not hurting. It's kind of like, I don't know if it was the original Indiana Jones movie where Karen Carpenter maybe? No, that's the singer. Somebody, the female lead role, is trying to kiss Indiana Jones because he's all wounded, and he keeps saying, ow, ow, ow. And then, it's like, where doesn't it hurt? And he's like, here, There's somewhere on you, somewhere on your body, even if you're in a great deal of pain, that doesn't actually hurt. And in your mind, even, if your mind is the thing that tortures you, there are places in your mind that aren't in pain and can feel calm and peace. I just want you to know that. So it is appropriate today to think about the idea of boundaries. And Jupiter and Saturn are in great alignment to figure this stuff out, figure out where we need structure, figure out where things have gone out of control. Some of you, there will be some of you with that coin flipped, and it's like, this is too restrictive. We are too lockstep. We are too structured and narrow in our approach, and we need to, be more generous, and we need to stretch it out a bit and bring in some light, some Jupiter moonlight, So some people are going to be feeling like this is too restrictive. I can't live like this in whatever way. I need some freedom here. I need some spaciousness so I can be happy and feel good. So you're going to be dealing with these issues somewhere. There are going to be people around you. It's going to be mirrored all over the place. So just remember that duality of limits versus no limits. It's usually good. In Libra, we're going to find that balance in the middle. Try to find that balance. And then remember, if you need it, that if you've ever had just a fraction of a second of peace and calm and happiness and true love, true compassion for someone else, being able to step in, even if it was just a second, and you're like mostly a miser and Scrooge, but you had that 1 second of, feeling about someone else, that's still there. It's in all of us. Okay. That's the message for now. We're preparing also for this gigantic eclipse season, which can be, I think, transformative in a really good way. I like it, but it's going to be wild, and it already is. Okay, take care.